3 crafted defenses are being added in the Clash of Clans update. The Hook Tower, Flame Spinner, and Crusher Mortar. You can upgrade the stats of these independently as well. So let me explain how the upgrades work first before I go over the mechanics of each of the defenses. To start out, you will have to first build the crafting station. This is free and only available at the highest Town Hall level, right now being Town Hall 17. There is no build time, so once you have placed the crafting station, you can go into the defense overview. It will give you a brief rundown to start out. I'm obviously going to go in more depth for you, but you can essentially switch between the different defenses at any time, strategize which modules you want to upgrade, that is hit points, damage, etc. But the most important thing is that defenses last until a crafting phase ends. Here in the developer build, it says it's 8 days and 7 hours, but a crafting phase will essentially be 3 months. So there will be 4 crafting phases across the year, and each phase will bring different defenses. So for this first crafting phase, we have the Hook Tower, Flame Spinner, and Crusher Mortar. You can notice that they all begin at level 3, and that is because it is built up of the independent stats, which all begin at level 1. To start using one of these defenses, you have to select it. So let's go with the Flame Spinner, just for demonstration purposes. And now the Flame Spinner is active in my village. There is a cycle defense button where you can quickly switch through the defenses, because even if you're upgrading an aspect of one of these defenses, you can still use it to defend your village. You can go back into the defense overview, or you can go into the upgrade section of that specific defense, and this is where you can see we can upgrade the hit points, damage per hit, and number of shots for the Flame Spinner. From each of the different menus, you can easily switch between the different defenses, whether that be to upgrade them or actually to activate them on your village. However, when it comes to the upgrades, you can see they are a lot cheaper and shorter than regular upgrades on your village. However, they do still require a builder. So if we were to upgrade, let's say, the damage of the Flame Spinner by 1 level, you can notice that that does occupy a builder. However, within that day, I can still use the Flame Spinner to defend my village. In fact, whilst you cannot upgrade another aspect of the defense, you can only upgrade 1 module at a time, you can upgrade multiple crafted defenses at the same time. So moving across to the Hook Tower, maybe I want to upgrade the hit points of that defense, so I can begin that upgrade, again occupying a builder, and we might as well go for the triple whammy and upgrade a module of the Crusher Mortar at the same time. All 3 module upgrades are clearly displayed, but if we were to finish an upgrade, you can see the Flame Spinner itself is now level 4. We can go straight back and upgrade the damage if we wished, because again, you can choose the order in which you upgrade the defense. The overall level of the defense is continuing to climb, because again, it is an addition of all of the modules put together. Each of the modules can be upgraded to level 10. So as we upgrade through the different modules of the Flame Spinner, once I have 2 of them maxed out, it is level 21. And you might choose to upgrade the damage aspects first, like I have in this example, especially if you have the defense in a stacked rage tower compartment and it's protected with other high HP buildings. It's then the damage output that you're really wanting to upgrade first. If you are looking to accelerate your progress with these upgrades, remember you can use code JUDO to support the channel with any special offers. You can also do that on the Supercell store, where you can earn extra items such as gems for making purchases over there. We get a small kickback when you use our code, so it helps me to bring the best videos for you possible. Obviously, you can quickly see the overall level of each of your crafted defenses at the bottom, and then when you click into any of them, there is that clear indicator that you have a specific module at max level, and that is also apparent when you look at the building itself on your village. When you select it, it will clearly show the level of each of your modules. My advice, if you don't have multiple builders to upgrade the different crafted defenses at the same time, is to clearly just focus on one of the defenses and upgrade that to the maximum level so that you can have the greatest impact on your base, since as you're upgrading it, this is different than regular upgrades. It will still defend. This means that you can get one of them up to level 30 to give you the maximum output before you start worrying about the others. Because much like how superchargers are removed when a new level comes out, the crafted defense upgrades will also be removed when a new set of defenses come out. You will get all of the new ones back at level 1. Just so you know as well, once a new town hall is released, this building would be removed from your village. Once you then upgrade to the new maximum, that's when you could replace the building, because that is exactly what it's for. Maxed town hall players, to give them more things to upgrade, so you're not sitting waiting of content or just upgrading walls. I did give feedback to the team that I think this is the maximum they should go when it comes to temporary upgrades. We already have superchargers, and now we have this. Yes, you reap the benefits there and then to your base, and I understand the benefits of not having slashing of upgrade times being the only catch-up mechanic they have for new or returning players. Naturally, as they are progressing through the town halls, they're not having to do all of these supercharge and seasonal defenses, so it allows a bit more of a catch-up mechanic. But I did also say that I think it would be nice for us maxed players that do these upgrades to even have cosmetic icons, something to keep to show the amount of progression we have made, whether it be from the amount of superchargers or these new crafted defenses. I will go more in depth on my thoughts for the update on my second channel. I would be sure to check out Judo Sloth 2 if you do enjoy more discussion-based Clash of Clans content. But let's go through the mechanics of each of these defenses and where I think they might be helpful. Let's start out with the Hook Tower. Firstly, you should know that this has a massive range, 4 to 15 tiles, so it can draw troops and even heroes in from a long distance away, and it stuns those troops as well for 3.6 seconds at maximum level. It does have a cooldown before it can pull any other troops into the area, but as you might have guessed, it deals 0 damage. So the whole point of this is drawing the troops into an area of the base where they will then get taken out. So I could see this getting integrated well into Rage Tower compartments, and I feel like this will be a little bit like the Invisibility Spell Tower. It is high risk, high reward. You might end up just constantly pulling a single skeleton into that area, and basically this adds 0 value to your base. However, should your opponent trip up to this defense and they be performing a warden walk and the Hook Tower pulls the warden away, then you could end up getting amazing value and a huge defense because of it. I don't think you will have to worry about this when you're smashing through the base with a bunch of troops. It's not going to be able to keep up with the sheer number of units in a spam attack. But if you're doing any sort of hero dive or warden walks, you will have to be very conscious about the range of the Hook Tower and where you're charging in from. You could try and get clever though and allow your Barbarian King to get drawn in so that the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots can wreck the core of the base. A big disadvantage of the Hook Tower is it puts Coco Loons on overdrive. If it hooks a balloon, or any air troop for that matter, as it pulls it to the defense, it will trigger all of the air mines en route. I don't think you'll have to worry about it as much when it comes to spirit walks, because most of the time your royal champion is invisible anyway, but I do think this is one of the more entertaining defenses. We could see some pretty big upsets when it comes to the esports scene. I feel like the attack cooldown is the most important component in order to upgrade, because realistically you want to pull as many troops as you can into a dangerous area, whilst the stun target would be my second priority. Realistically, the troops that you pull into that area are going to take immense damage as soon as they get there. Moving to the Flame Spinner. This is active throughout the entire attack, much like the Town Hall, and equally it has a fairly large range of 8 tiles, but it fires 28 shots at a time. Whilst you might look at the damage per second of 1000 and think this is crazy strong. It's really divided up across all of the burst fires, and I think this is very good when it comes to smaller units like witch attacks. It's going to be able to mow through those troops very quickly, but I feel like it will give consistent damage in the base. You can see this more clearly when you look at the modular upgrades, because it demonstrates the damage per hit, which is 400 at maximum level. For that reason, I would actually upgrade the burst fire first so that you can increase the number of flames that you have coming out of this defense. It can attack both ground and air units. So if you're pushing through the base with healers, there's a good chance it's going to be able to provide damage onto those as well. And you never know when a red air mine is going to be able to finish all of those healers off. Personally, this is the defense that I will be focusing on maxing out first, because I feel it gives you more predictable value across a wide range of strategies that you might be defending. When it comes to the Crusher Mortar, you can think of this more as a cannon versus an archer tower being the Flame Spinner. The Flame Spinner might not do as much damage versus ground units, but it has the benefit of attacking air units as well. Whereas the Crusher Mortar focuses that damage onto ground troops. So if you were trying to defend primarily Root Rider attacks, this would be the defense to optimize. Much like a regular mortar, it has a dead zone in the center, so once you get troops inside of that, they will be safe. So its range is 2.5 tiles to 9 tiles. It is very interesting that you can notice the area damage at maximum level is also 2.5 tiles. So whilst some troops can get inside of that dead zone, should there be other troops on the outside of that and the Crusher Mortar fires at them, the troops inside the dead zone can still take damage because of the area splash. This definitely boosts the effectiveness of the Crusher Mortar, as it will bounce 3 times, so it can deal damage to a whole line of troops. Let's say you have Root Riders and Valkyries and then your heroes moving through the base. The Crusher Mortar can even deal damage to all of those. When it comes to the upgrade priority of the Crusher Mortar, I would go with the damage per second and the area damage, because you want to increase the splash. It helps with the dead zone as well, as I was saying, but that is from the center of the building, so you don't need that fully at 2.5 in order to utilize hitting the troops within that space, but clearly you want to try and maximize the amount of troops that you're hitting as it's firing across the base. But that is the crafted defenses, everything you need to know about them. Let me know which one you will plan to use first. I will have more thoughts on my second channel, but if you missed Sneak Peek 1 covering the new spell, I have that video linked on your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day.